you're interacting with me for the first time, my name is Trina and this is Rural Ventures KA. I have been gone for such a long time and I'm so happy to be back. I hope that you guys have been okay. I hope that you have been amazing. And so without wasting time, let's just jump into the video. So today we are going to be talking about broiler chicken farming. And so this is a very beautiful video for anyone who's trying to get into this venture, anyone who's trying to look for some sort of motivation to get started with the project. You probably have an idea, you've had someone talk about it, you've watched videos of people doing broiler farming and you would like to get into it, so this video is for you. So stay tuned and don't go too far. So broiler chicken are very different from the kienyeji or traditional village chickens because they're fast growing, they have large and well developed breast muscle, and they require high quality feeds. They're less active compared to the local breeds, and they're very sensitive to environmental changes. And so because of their fast growth rate, broilers need proper care, balanced nutrition, and a well-managed environment in order for you to avoid stress and diseases to them. Proper housing is critical for broiler production. So broilers are typically raised using the deep litter system, where wood shavings, sawdust, or rice husks are spread on the floor. And this helps to absorb moisture and keeps the birds comfortable. So some of the key factors to consider when it comes to the housing is temperature control, because the day-old chicks need warmth and the environment needs to have the temperatures of about 32 to 35 degrees Celsius, and temperature is gradually reduced as they grow. Number 2 is ventilation. Good airflow removes ammonia and excess heat, and it also prevents respiratory diseases, which would most likely be the cause of high mortality in your flock if you're not putting this factor into consideration. Another thing is space requirement. You're not supposed to overcrowd your chicken, because overcrowding usually leads to stress and disease, because these birds are very delicate. They're more like children. It is recommended to keep about 10 to 12 birds per square meter. Okay. Another thing that you really have to be able to consider is cleanliness. Regular cleaning and disinfection prevents infections. So one thing you have to know as a farmer is a clean and well ventilated house usually directly affects growth rate and survival of your birds. So make sure that you have a foot bath at the doorstep so that you disinfect your feet before going into their house to either feed them or clean their place or stuff like that. You're also supposed to make sure that you disinfect their drinkers and feeders regularly, just to kill the bacteria or anything that could be in there that could cause diseases to your flock. So housing was a first point, and the second one is about nutrition and feeding. So feeding is the most important and costly part of broiler farming, because broilers require a balanced diet. When I tell you that, I'm not even joking, because they need proteins for muscle growth, they need energy for body functions, and they also need vitamins and minerals for immunity. And so there are main feeding stages, whereby from 0 to 2 weeks you are supposed to give them starter feeds. These starter feeds are high in proteins of about 22 to 24%, and this feeds also supports early growth. Okay, and the second stage of feeds is growers feeds, which is usually introduced to them between week 3 to week 4. This is important because it has moderate proteins and it also promotes steady development. And the last stage is finisher feeds, which is high in energy and it helps birds gain weight quickly before sale. For this reason, you're supposed to ask yourself a question: am I really ready to do broilers? Because like I mentioned earlier, this is the most expensive part of bringing up broilers. Okay, so the next thing that you're supposed to really be keen on is health and disease management, because broiler chicken are prone to diseases if they're not properly managed. And some common diseases that usually attack broilers include Newcastle disease, coccidiosis, Gumboro, which is the infectious bronchitis disease, and respiratory infections. I know those sound like big names, but as we all know, prevention is better than cure, and ways that you can be able to, prevent these diseases is to be able to strictly follow vaccination schedules, ensure biosecurity by limiting visitors and making sure that you disinfect their equipment, make sure that their drinking water is clean and also the feeds, and also regularly observe your birds. If there's any change, make sure that is because that is the only way that you will be able to notice any changes in your flock, and that way you can take action. Okay. So this is a tip for anyone that's gotten to this point. There are signs that you have healthy broilers. So if you do not have the following signs, then you most likely are having a sick bird. So they're supposed to be active and alert. They're supposed to be like moving down. They're supposed to be eating and drinking well. And they are supposed to have smooth feathers, and their eyes also are supposed to be bright. So if you look at your bird and you notice that it's dull and it's a bit, it's most likely that your bird is sick. Okay. So another point that most farmers usually have a problem with, or something they would be excited to hear about, especially if they've been able to raise their broilers perfectly and now it's gotten to the point where they can sell, is the question of where they can find market. Okay, so marketing is very, sorry about that, I have dogs here, but let that not bother you. But here's the thing, marketing is very crucial for success. It would be very frustrating to raise your birds up and have no idea where to sell them. So some of the common buyers of broilers would be hotels and restaurants. You can supply them to the supermarkets. You can also supply them to the local buyers and event planners such as weddings, parties, funerals, and you can actually sell them. And you can actually sell the birds either live or slaughtered. And this is where I come in for anybody that is in need of these birds, actually. If you have birds, if you have broiler chicken or improved kienyeji, either you want to sell them or buy, I can help you with that. And if you want to reach me for this, my number is 0759445344, and if you don't find me in that, you can also use 0756957477. I can get you chicken, either broiler chicken, kienyeji chicken, or improved kienyeji. You can use it for your birthday parties or for your weddings or for your own consumption. I'm located in Trans Nzoia County. Yeah, so anybody within Trans Nzoia can actually reach me, but we can also organize that you have them outside of Trans Nzoia. So now that marks the video today, but I just want to say thank you, a very big thank you guys to everybody that has taken the time to watch this video, especially up until this point. And so if you've not subscribed to the channel, please take a few seconds to hit that subscribe button. Hitting the notification bell will help you to not miss out on any videos that I will get to upload in future. Okay, and if you think this content would bless somebody, your friends, family, please don't hesitate to share it with them. And until next time, bye bye.